And when you're constantly putting food, this is another point that I wanted to bring up, and it speaks very much to this point in general. And Zach Bush, Doc Zach, talks a lot about this on online specifically, but I've got a lot of friends, and even myself. I was vegan for 3 years, strict vegan, local, organic. I knew where all my food came from. I carried a cooler with me. I brought 3 gallons of water with me everywhere I went. I mean, I was like, I know where my food's coming from. It's going to be clean and organic. It's going to be from the earth. I'm not eating animals, the whole nine. And now I'm actually drifting more towards a carnivore diet, right? Now, grass-fed, pasture-raised, and that sort of thing. There's a variety of different reasons for that. The reality is, there are people that are vehement on either side of veganism and carnivore and keto and all of these different diets. All these diets have in common one thing, that you stop eating processed food and you start eating food that comes from the ground or from the earth, or from an animal that ate from the ground or from the earth, or something clean or cleansed. And yeah, you're cutting things out in certain meals, sure, grains and that sort of thing. But by and large, none of them say, get your Kraft macaroni and cheese, and that's the diet that I want you to consume for the next 12 days, right? Nothing out of a box, nothing processed, no chemicals, no additives, no alternated sugars. All that stuff is common. So that's why you have people finding success on either side of those diets. So for me, if it comes out of the ground, eat more of it. If it comes out of a box, eat less of it. And you will naturally, if you're exercising and fasting, intermittent fasting, and you're doing these things, your body will naturally come to rest at a place where you're taking care of it, and it's naturally taking care of you, which is why I was shaking my head so violently. Well, not violently, but which is why I was shaking my head. It's just not the metric to look at anymore. It's so much more important, in my opinion, to look at the cadence in which you're eating, the food that you're consuming, the energy that you're giving yourself, the salts that you're consuming, and that sort of thing. And
by the way, Craig, what's interesting is I had a situation in life. I've talked about it at one point, so I'm not going to go over it again, but it was very similar to Amar's, and it was serious. And I solved it with nutrition, and it was probably the longest state of being in perfect nutrition, perfect techniques, perfect everything, and it reversed a very serious thing. And the one thing that I remember is I was told by somebody like you and Amar, to whatever you do when you go to buy your groceries, of course, they said buy organic, but they said just never go down the aisles, stay on the outside of the grocery store thing. And if you think of what's out there, it's all the stuff that is, more natural. The second you go in there with boxes and cans and everything else, that was the problem. I'll never forgot that. It was really amazing.